Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we are actually recording at a decent time because Chewy woke up. It's the latest episode of the ARPG podcast with GOOOO and Chewy, or Oda. Who the fuck? I don't know. What do we call you now at this point?
Okay, Chewy's fine.
Okay, good. Well, either way, it's the latest episode of the ARPG podcast where we're going to talk about the latest week in anime, manga, and the anime manga industry and all. Now, so, Chewy, before we start with the review, is there anything you want to talk about today that you enjoyed?
Like in general, or very
With
anime?
the anime manga, like, is there anything that came up that you'd like to put eyes on?
I mean, Ash is a champion now.
I know, that was shocking. It took, what, 25 years?
He's a champion of champions, I should say.
Here's the question for you then, to bounce back on that. Do you think this is it for Ash? Like, do you think
I don't know.
Ash Ketchum is done and they're gonna go a different way?
I feel like they're gonna keep going with Satoshi still, honestly.
Sure, I think it could be both ways.
I don't know. I feel like
I honestly think it would not shock me if the Pokemon company goes different way, because like it's been Ash for so long.
at the same time, I don't really see them stopping because.
Oh, I don't think they're
how old is Satoshi's like VA?
Let me check Ash Ketchum, and I'm gonna check the Japanese version first.
Yeah.
Pull up now. So Ash Ketchum now Satoshi. So the Japanese VA has been, well, there's two listed. It's Hana Takeda and Rika Matsumoto.
I think
Hana
Takeda's the newer one.
Maybe.
Pretty sure. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too.
Or maybe she was only there for the. Oh no, yeah, she's the new one. Yeah, she started from 2019. So Rika. Wait a second. Is that? Wait a second. No way. Maybe that was like. Maybe that person filled in for like a couple episodes because she was sick. Because she's still voicing Satoshi.
I'm guessing maybe it was for like a different thing specifically.
But Rika, I believe, is the main one, and I don't think she's that. Let's see.
Yeah, because they got two different English voice actors as well. So maybe it was one of the cases where like it was like one of the like, oh, we need someone to voice who is Satoshi's voice. Yeah, it's Rika.
She is 44 years old. Like, yeah, I don't really see her. Yeah.
Yeah, Hana Takeda did the younger version.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So yeah, it's
Rika's 53, Chewy.
53. Sorry, I read that wrong.
Yeah, but no. So I don't know. Like, I generally think
68. Oh yeah, 53. Yeah, 53. That's still middle aged. Not a long ways ago. Oh, she used to be part of Jam Project.
Yeah, no, I think I don't know, because again, now that Ash is, well, the champions, right? What else is there? Like, generally, what else could you create a Pokemon series with? Since in Pokemon, for the longest time, you always had the story of Ash finally winning, right?
I mean, as the champion of champions, he's got to go out into them new areas, right?
To an extent, but like I don't think like it would not surprise me either way, but I think there's a good chance we may see a new type of Pokemon anime next.
Maybe.
And since we're on Pokemon, why don't we just give our early impressions of Scarlet and Violet?
Oh, okay. You want to do that here?
Yeah, just early impressions. Nothing slow. Nothing too much. Since we've only played I've only played about, I want to say, 15 hours. What about you?
Only or 9.
So I gotta say, the production, not the production, the performance. The performance is not good.
Oh yeah, we're on the head there.
Yeah, I generally think the performance is bad in most cases, but for me, it's not a deal breaker, and for a lot of people, it's not a deal breaker, right?
Not game breaking.
Plus, if I'm going to be honest, I haven't had that many truly awful performance issues that took me out of it.
Yeah. Not more than freaking Sword and Shield. Just the same stuff. Almost.
Honestly, yeah. I'm going to be honest. My Sword and Shield performance is about the same.
Pretty much like, oh, you're too far away from them, so they only go like 10 frames per second.
So there hasn't been nothing that has made me quit. Like, there are some bugs. I mean, I'm seeing the bug right now of when you're in co-op, the guy becomes 18 feet tall.
Saw the one where the person just starts swinging their arms.
I saw the one of a guy falling through the earth. Like, they're bugs.
Oh, yeah, that one too, yeah.
and again, this isn't me saying I'm not saying they don't matter, right? I agree 100% that the performance of Scarlet and Violet is not good. But I generally think this is the funnest I've had in Pokemon in the beginning of it in a long time. Like, I enjoyed the beginning of Sword and Shield, even though it was a bit too linear for my taste.
Oh, yeah.
Like, walking into the wild area was fucking insane. But then it went to typical Pokemon, defeat the gyms and whatnot. And while I did enjoy the characters, it's not outside of the wild area. Sword and Shield is very vanilla.
Yeah.
I would have enjoyed Sun and Moon's beginning if it wasn't that fucking 18-hour long tutorial at the start that it felt like. Like, Sun and Moon's tutorial is awful.
Yeah.
And then I tend to not remember much about Gen 6. Like, honestly, I think this is the most fun I've had in the beginning of a Pokemon since Generation 5.
Oh. Dang.
And what I like about this as well, yes, the levels are a little, I just fought the bug-type gym leader with high 20s, and her highest level was 16. So that's a little bit of an issue. But the world is so fun to explore. I am loving every single moment of it. Seeing random Pokemon pop up, though I am tired of stepping on the tiniest little thing.
You're like hide in the bushes, man.
Right?
Like
so
the
like
little
that's
bits of grass.
that's fun. I love the new Pokemon Chewy. I think a lot of their designs are awesome.
Yeah.
I think I ran into this Pokemon called Bramblish, which apparently it's a ghost grass type, and the way to evolve it is you have to toss it out
and run around like 1,000,
10,000. I think it's about 10,000 steps.
10,000. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to evolve that electric rat around the same final evolution.
Yeah, no. So and I also, and I'm gonna be honest. I think the story aspect, the way they handled it, pretty fucking good. I love the idea of like you can do what you want. Yeah, the gyms make it so okay, you do need to take on the gyms in a specific time frame because if you don't, your Pokemon will stop listening to you.
Yeah.
But other than that, you can do
That's
whatever the fuck you want.
the normal type of stuff, though.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. I played like when I got the game, I played for 8 hours. So I was up from like 9:30 till 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I think I beat one gym and one Titan.
Oh.
In that time frame in a normal Pokemon game, I think it would have been on gym 3 or 4.
It's a big game.
It's a really big game, and you can do whatever you want, and that's something I greatly appreciate.
Hmm?
Right? So it's quite fun, and so far, I think this game is a step up in terms of everything except for performance from the previous game.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're asking me right now, I think Scarlet and Violet is a step up from Sword and Shield, and I am going to be curious if it stays like that. Right?
Yeah.
Going to be interesting to see. Yeah, no, that was fun. I'm generally enjoying my time, and I'm just going to say one thing: the next person that tells me how to feel about somebody is getting fucking beheaded.
Should be okay with gigantic. I'm kidding.
But no, in all seriousness, I'm sick and tired of people telling me how to feel.
Telling you how to feel.
Like me saying we don't mind like we don't think the performance issues are game breaking to our experience isn't us telling you that you should feel like that. So don't tell us that we should be all up in arms because oh my god, it performs bad. Like I think I made it perfectly clear in our Zatsu just before the release. If performance issues are the only main issue of this game, then I think that's okay. In terms of the idea of if we're going to have an issue, I'd much rather it be performance than say the story and the gameplay be just garbage.
Yeah.
Like I think Pokemon would be Scarlet and Violet would be much worse if they failed the open world. They didn't. If they made the story bad, I don't think they have. I actually got to the second Titan battle, right?
Yeah.
And the little twist on Avern's character at the end really made me like Avern at the start is this pompous asshole.
Okay.
But when you get to the second Titan battle and Avern reveals his somewhat true colors, it actually really made me like his character. So right now, I generally think this has a chance to be up there with 5, 8, and 3 for me. So the top half, and I'll be interested to see. But as I will end this, don't tell me how to feel.
You're a terrible person.
Okay, I would really appreciate if you actually gave us somewhat opinion on that rather than just saying random words.
No, you're a bad person.
And I guess since we talk about Hololive, we should at least acknowledge the suspension of Vesper.
Oh. Yeah, right.
That was a weird thing to go to bed to.
Did not expect that.
Well, I mean, again, this isn't a speculation. This is just acknowledging it, right? And I hope that whatever Vesper does, he is able to learn from this. It sucks that it happened, but again, actually, I want to talk about something quickly. What is your opinion on Cover's transparency with this? Because I've seen a lot of people throw up, they're like, oh, they shouldn't have said it like this, or shouldn't have said it at all. And I'm just sitting there just like, wait, so you want Cover to either lie to you or not be transparent?
I don't know. I think this is a good balance, honestly.
Yeah, no.
It's not like, because A, it's really none of our fucking business. what the
100%.
what the actual issue was. It's probably something like contract wise or whatever, right? So it's like it's none of our business because we're not the talent, we're not the
Mhm.
company. It doesn't
And if
affect
they
us in that way, but the only way that it affects us, right, is that we be able to see it because he's suspended. So the fact that they kind of come out and say, okay, well, been suspended for 2 weeks of stream, and then they give
yeah,
us an actual reason instead of just worrying us and everything in that sense.
yeah, and
Like,
that's the thing, because I had a conversation with someone, a pleasant conversation actually, and at the end of it, I was like, wait a minute. So like a lot of people's argument is like, oh, by saying internal issues, it just fuels suggestions as to what he did, right? And that isn't good. You don't want to fuel it. And I'm sitting there just like, wait a minute. But cover stating what he was suspended for, which was, in their words, uh, the internal misconduct, right?
hmm,
Because of that, that kind of minimizes speculation. Because imagine if they just went out and said, we have suspended the talent for 2 weeks.
or they didn't even say suspended. He just ceased activity for 2 weeks.
Like people would.
Suspended still actually means like something, right? So it gives more. But if they were to be more vague about it, to just say, oh, Vesper's just not going to be, will not be, whatever, will be inactive for 2 weeks of activity or something. They're like,
Exactly.
what's going on? Stuff like that,
Mhm. And people would generally, like a lot of people were like, oh, it just fuels antis. And I'm like, bitch, did you see the theories people had when GOOOO was gone for 2 weeks because she wanted to take a break?
Yeah.
Like, antis are going to be antis. If we try to stop every anti, we're going to fucking go insane.
Hmm.
So, in the end, what I will say is I appreciate Cover's transparency.
Yeah.
They were straight to the point. And they told us he has been suspended for internal misconduct, and he will be suspended for 2 weeks.
All we can hope is that it's just, even though it is some level of seriousness, that like Vesper and the company are able to move past it and learn.
Yeah, and to the fuckers saying, oh, Vesper did nothing wrong, fuck you.
I don't know anything.
A, you don't own anything for one, but for B, just because you don't like that he got suspended doesn't mean he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, we don't know anything because don't basically have your what is it, your bias basically cloud your judgment,
Mm,
or your, I don't know.
yeah. And, like, again, do not get me wrong. I did not like that Vesper was suspended, but I don't like when anyone gets suspended because that means they screwed up.
Something happened.
Mm. But the hope is that Vesper can learn from this. He can move on from it and, be better. Because that's what we want. We just want them all to be good.
Hopefully it's something it can work out and past.
And then we have people being paranoid. Oh, what this? And I'm just like, nah, guys, let's just calm down. It'll be fine. Vesper will take these 2 weeks to learn from his mistake, and he will move on.
Hmm.
I do hope the boys don't aren't too shook from this, because this must be a little bit shocking to them too, right?
I mean, yeah.
Alrighty. But yeah, shall we talk about anime?
Sure. The anime.
Of course, as I usually do, we will go from the shows on Monday that we watched.
Forgetting if I watch any shows Monday.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about this.
Oh, what did you forget now?
Well, I'm actually watching My Hero as we speak.
Oh.
And they're on the latest episode where Giant Monster Man is running, trying to get the League of Villains to Shigaraki. I completely forgot that Giant Monster Man was the man that scared the shit out of Slime Girl at the start. No, I completely forgot about that. It's been a while since I read this part, okay?
Okay.
But no, on Monday, we only had the episode of Bleach for me, and that's because Golden Kami has been delayed for a couple weeks. Due to, I want to get this completely right, so give me a second. Golden Kami. Yeah, Golden Kami season 4 episodes have been delayed due to the unfortunate passing of an unnamed staff member that was indispensable to production.
Huh.
So episodes 6 through 12 have been delayed, and Brainbase are going to work out a way to get them out after, dealing with the grief and figuring out what could be done. So to everyone affected by the staff members passing, condolences and all that, right?
Interesting that they didn't reveal it. Must have been personal.
Well, I mean,
Personal
I'm
reasons not
guessing
to
the
reveal.
family.
Huh?
I'm guessing the family didn't want his or her name revealed.
Yeah, saying.
Yeah, so Golden Kami is on a hiatus until probably next year, I'm guessing.
Yes.
So, with that being said, the only Monday show was Bleach.
Bleach.
Yes, Bleach. And I gotta say, that was one of the best fucking fights I've ever seen. It did a great job at showcasing what I'd like to call the true Yawatch.
True Yawatch.
And Yawatch paints himself as like, I am a friend of all. I care about all my soldiers. But in reality, he will throw them away the first second he gets if it benefits him. And again, the fight was amazing. And it ends with the shocking ending of Yawatch killing the head captain.
Oh.
And this is interesting because even Aizen couldn't defeat the head captain. Right? Okay. So, like, it's in the Aizen fight, Aizen didn't defeat him. He only, like, immobilized him and couldn't finish him off. And may not have finished him off, actually, when you think about it, before the fight with Ichigo started.
Okay.
So to have Yawatch defeat him really showcases Yawatch's power. And what I liked about it is Yawatch beat him in both power and intelligence because of the whole he's fighting a doppelganger and Yamato doesn't know it.
I am the doppelganger.
Also, apparently we're getting a Bleach prequel.
Oh.
I know, but apparently there was this image pointing around, and apparently there is a prequel coming.
Why? I guess my question would be, why now?
Well, pretty much what they're hinting at is
Are they building?
The manga artist designed all the original members of the Gote 13.
Yeah.
So the hint is that maybe there's a prequel coming.
Okay.
And why not? I mean, you could just do it as an anime.
I guess.
But yeah, so there is a hint at a Bleach prequel, but I think it's just people. I want to say I think it's just people reading into it too much. But I mean, it would be interesting as like it is something Bleach could explore, don't you think?
Going or Ichigo?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, sure, you could say that about
it's
a lot of
something.
fair bit
It's
of
something
stuff.
the series hasn't really explored. Like I don't think we've ever explored the formation of the Soul Society, right?
I don't, for honestly,
Hmm.
I don't think so.
But yeah, no.
Say,
So that was a big thing.
I'm gonna say no to that.
But other than that, again, the fight between Yawatch and Yamamoto was really good. Loved the ending. Loved the twist.
Hmm.
And all I'm saying, this is where Bleach starts going downhill, doesn't it?
Okay.
Like I look. They've now set up Yawatch as this god tier level man,
They set that up with Aizen too.
and look how that ended.
Been weird, Fireman.
Yeah, like Isaac was a literal god, and yeah, look how that ended, right?
It ended with a lot
It
of
ended badly. It ended absolutely badly. But so that was Monday.
okay.
Tuesday's coming up.
All I remember was Shinobi Ito. Watched it this week.
Oh, well, you want to talk about it?
All I remember is that there was the only thing I remember is whatever reason they had gave us fan service from the girl that's been with the MC so far.
Service isn't always bad. But for me on Tuesday, it's Chainsaw Man Tuesday.
Ah.
And Chainsaw Man, it's going to be interesting to see. I think Chainsaw Man is probably going to be anime of the year for me. It's so fucking good. And one thing I liked about it is they really showcased the characters well this episode. The characters were showcased really well because this whole episode had a devil trapping them in a loop, right?
Yeah.
And the only way the devil will let them go is if they feed Denji to him.
Okay.
And they offer him a contract. They offer a contract to the people. And what you don't know is that contracts for devils mean everything. So because he offered a contract, yeah, he'd let them go if they feed Denji to him.
Right.
And this whole and after that, the whole episode is essentially the two weirdos trying to kill Denji, and everybody eventually gets to the point where everyone's trying to kill him because they don't believe they could get out otherwise. Except Aki, the guy who started really despising him, right?
Okay.
And in the end, the episode ends with Aki taking a knife to the gut to save Denji's life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember this part in the
And essentially, Aki believes that he can only kill the gun devil with Denji.
okay.
And he literally says, I will sacrifice myself if it means he can kill him. And it's just that character development that I like because it shows. And I also love how they both somewhat look at each other like, yeah, I can't believe this actually happened.
Oh. Oh.
And Denji respects Aki for doing that. But it's like one of those, I'm kind of in disbelief you actually tried to protect me.
Disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
And it was a very interesting episode, and I liked it quite a bit.
Dang it.
I really liked the character development of Aki. And I'm interested to see where this goes from here.
You don't hear anything in the background.
No, why? What's in the background?
He's just talking on the phone really.
Oh. Sucks.
I can't really stop them from doing that because I'm pretty sure they're talking to family, so.
Well, then shoot them. You heard me. Take out the gun and put a cap in their ass.
Okay, you heard it here, folks. Cotton, 8K, Marcel telling me to kill people.
Have you, Chewy, you have literally said that multiple times.
I've told you to kill your family? Don't, any Cotton, 8K, insinuating that I've been telling him to kill his family. Whoa, buddy, come on. I am a say-so idol.
Okay, yeah, sure. Anyway, I really did enjoy that episode. I thought it was really well done, and I am quite looking forward to next week because Chainsaw Man is great. Anyway, Wednesday. I got one show on Wednesday. Actually, no, I got 3. Fuck.
Yeah, you lied there, bud.
Eminence of the Shadow. You watched this one, right?
Yes, I watched this one. This was the latest episode, the one where... Oh, the beginning of the tournament, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like the... Okay, so they introduced a new character. They also... There's a research girl, there's the princess, and then there's also another princess, council president or something like that, student council. So the student council person was the new character. And...
The research girl. Okay, let me put it to you like this. I think the research girl is a good introduction. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, her father feels obviously evil.
Yeah. Or just really sus, you know?
I didn't really like the way it ended. As it I don't know. It like the sword fight was fine, even though they overplayed it a bit. Like, I get it's a cool character, but like, it just got to the point of like,
how is he still losing all this blood?
Yeah, no, it got to the point of like, okay, this is enough, guys.
That
like,
got me.
let's not push it too far.
Too late. Ooh, he's losing so much blood.
And then there's the ending. There's the ending, and I'm gonna be honest.
What?
I didn't.
What?
I didn't like it.
They're setting up the biggest, most cliche thing ever to happen in one of these types of genre. It's the school hostage situation.
Like, I get his whole point is like, I need to be like the background character. Why did you run and get yourself slashed?
Because the background character? He's the character everyone, doesn't expect to be the guy who is like the best, the most powerful person in the room. He's the eminence of the shadow, Marcel.
Yeah, that's true.
This is basically gold for him. This is a golden diamond opportunity. Can't let this go on. You can't let this chance slip by. It's gotta take it, man. It's gotta take it. It's gotta take it by the reins. But yeah, no. The setup for this one's pretty yeah. Very stereotypical type of feel for type of stuff. But I think that's the whole point. So
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like, I'm not saying it was like this god awful show, but like episode, but like it was definitely. I didn't feel myself as attached to it as I was in previous weeks.
mm.
Now, another one for me is Mob Psycho. Now, remember, this episode ended. This episode followed the episode of Dimple making his sacrifice. I gotta say, this is one of those cases where it's kind of impossible to expect him to be able to follow up with something as quality as, say, last week. Like, it's one of those cases where an episode is so good, it kind of hampers next week because you're going to see what I like to call a cooldown episode. Since it's very hard to go hype to hype to hype to hype to hype.
It generally is a good idea.
I generally I think the only show that ever did that was Demon Slayer season 2, and that was that was great. But anyway, I thought the episode was fine. It did a good job setting up the next story. All right, Thursday.
No. I watched.
Oh yeah, you had one more.
The sword one.
Oh yeah, you've been watching that.
Actually, I don't know if I skipped an episode or not because now I'm very confused where I am. When I entered this episode, I was like, I skip an episode? I might have, but last episode I watched, they introduced more lore into the background of the Black Cats. It's the whole thing is that this other cat tribe, the Blue Cats, took advantage of them and sold them out as slaves. Yeah. Fran met a blue cat who was tied into something that was going on with the city and absolutely chopped him the fuck up.
Avatar.
Like, I guess cathartic. There's
catharsis is great.
But yeah, no, it was I think the sort of main thing of the episode was they introduced another supporting character. This very high rank adventurer, and she has either she's being set up that she's like a major perv for young kids, or she just really loves young kids. It's like a maternal instinct thing.
Who knows?
But weird. And yeah. They set it up for another sort of arc, and they kind of left us.
Yeah, no, I can understand that.
Edge, and then they even did immediate res again, and I'm like, come on, man, why are you doing all these immediate res type of stuff? It makes sense. Why are you doing all this? So, okay, episode so far. Not the best. I think it was just a build up, really. So.
I'll move on to Thursday then.
Yes.
Thursday. It's only Kantai Collection. Kantai Collection has been thoroughly enjoyable, and there's actually this person who comes to my Twitter posts about it and tells me about like some of the stuff about Kantai Collection, right? It's quite good. I'm enjoying it. I think one of the things is that the animation is very good.
Wait, can we even talk about Saturday? We're even past the Saturday?
We haven't even talked about Saturday yet.
I know, but like, can we even?
I mean, I can. I've watched everything.
When did we have our last podcast? Was that Saturday?
Friday.
Friday.
I think it was Saturday. Let's see. I
So we
posted
could-
this on 11th.
probably-
Yeah, Friday.
Friday. Okay, so
Yeah.
we can talk about it once.
But as I was saying, I really do like the animation of this series. And I love the way it. So, as I mentioned before, the squad we're following was essentially a suicide squad. They're sent in a mission that they most likely aren't meant to survive.
Right.
And it's done really well. As you see I think the voice acting has been fantastic, by the way. So, like, you see the despair when one of the ships got injured. Right? And I love the way it's highlighted. Now, I will say that again, there is still the revisionist history aspect that you will have to take with your own opinion.
So I can't give you an opinion.
But there were some things that were interesting. One, they really went into the aspect of the ship girls and the abyssal being two sides of the same coin. The abyssals that are fought are actually dark incarnations of Fuso and Yamashiro. And Fuso and Yamashiro are the two battleships in the main group.
Okay.
So it's essentially like Fuso and Yamashiro are fighting dark versions of themselves.
Okay.
And I'm going to be honest, I can't believe I didn't notice that because, yeah, it was pretty obvious once that person pointed out to me.
Oh.
And essentially the man points out that you're viewing them like ghosts of Fuso and Yamashiro, and they're ghosts of the past. Since remember, the story takes place miles after World War II.
Okay.
And I liked it. And I'm interested to see where the show goes after, because it seems like we're still continuing the battle of the Fugo Strait. So I'm interested to see how they bring in. Because again, it looks like they're diving into the fact, they're really diving into the whole abyssal fleet girl being the same, two sides of the same coin.
Oh, okay. I don't know why, but this still reminds me of Arpeggio.
Well, yeah, because they are similar in terms, like they're ship girl animes. So I could see.
Yeah,
So I
basically,
could see the similar feeling. But can we take a timeout because there was something that was just announced that has me worried. Okay, so a lot of the next year anime is getting announced, right? And they just announced Oshinoko is going to be broadcast on High Dive.
Hey.
And
hey, Marcel. Hey.
It's just
Looking after another for you, huh?
Well, no, it's just this is essentially summertime rendering.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, the only way people are going to be watching it is pirating it, since I don't mean to insult High Dive, but like, I would not be shocked if the subscription total of High Dive is like 8 times less than Crunchyroll.
Times.
Right? And like people are only going to go out of their way to watch it now pirated. And some people don't do that.
Nope.
And like I am going to be absolutely blasting out this show. Like I am you look, you know how hyped I am for this show.
That's
So
the
I'm
one
gonna,
with the idols, right?
it's less idols, more entertainment industry as a whole.
Is that the twins one where the two go back in or
Yeah.
go forward in time?
I just sent you it.
Yeah, you're really hyped for this one.
I am so unbelievably hyped. It's going to be. I joke around when saying Vinland Saga is the anime of the year of next year because it probably is. Oshinoko is going to give it a run for its fucking money.
Huh? Okay.
But the fact that it's on High Dive is just disappointing. Because again, it destroys any chance a show has of gaining popularity. Because again, how many people actually use High Dive?
The one person that like just happens to be using High Dive, just like it's watching us. I use High Dive. Stop making fun of my Oshi.
Like, it's just, there are a lot of people who do not watch it because they don't have access to it.
No, man, this is the this is that Magni and the Vesper interaction again, where he's talking about how he got the simulator and all that in the perms, and the guys watching, and he's like, "Oh, he decided to play my game first. He really loves me." Like it's High Dive that's watching. It's like, "Yay, Marcel!" Marcel really likes this one manga or now turned anime. So hyped for it. He's gonna watch. Oh,
Yeah. So it's just a shame. It's a shame that it's going to be stuck on High Dive. And I get everybody is just like, no, we don't want monopolies. And it's just like, I also don't want to be paying for 5 different subscriptions just to watch what I want. Right? Like, that's just it. That's just simple.
the High Dive employee is just in the shower and girl. Fetal position.
Like, again,
it's less funny because we're not as popular.
I know. But I get your point. But no, like just the thing about it is I get it. People are just like, "Oh, Monopoly bad. But again, do I want to be paying for 15 different subscriptions just to watch what I want legally?
I don't know. I feel like
just,
this is sort of a this could be argued back and forth. I feel.
yeah. Anyway, Friday. It's Friday. Gotta watch anime on Friday.
I'm gonna shoot you.
I appreciate it.
The one who started singing it.
I know. For me, it's Arc Knights and Legend of Galactic Heroes. Well, anything?
Yeah, anyone.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ignore Legend of Galactic Heroes. It's great. Go watch it. I could praise it. It's a giant space opera, and it's fucking incredible.
Opera.
But Arc Knights again. I just it's so good, Chewy. It's so fucking good. The world building is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay.
So now we're learning a bit about Lungrum. And what we see about Lungrum is that there's a lot of ego in the leaders of the cities and the nations. They aren't realizing the complete destruction that Reunion has. Because Reunion aren't just rioters. I described Reunion as an infection. So the idea is when Reunion goes to a city, they aren't just attacking, they're spreading their hatred. They're spreading their views. They're spreading their anger. And that anger builds up and builds up and builds up till that riot is just a full-blown destructive force.
Okay.
Like you see the idea of it, right?
Yes.
And it's showcased really well, and I like it. And I like how they really made Reunion seem like that. And other than that, it was mostly just the introduction to the new nation. We got introduced to two new major characters, Chief Wei and Psycho Bitch. I think it's Cheun.
Cheun.
Well, CH, comma EN. Like it's meant to be Chen, but there's a comma in between the H and EN.
I'll say that's.
Well, what is it? Comma, quotation mark? I don't fucking know.
I don't know either because I don't see it.
I just sent you it.
Wait.
Do you know how to pronounce it?
No.
Okay, so we'll just call her Chen. And Chen is just like, oh, the guard can do it ourselves. We don't need Rhodes Island's help. And it's just one of those things that you can see, okay, yeah, no, Way's obviously bad. But anyway, that was Thursday for me.
I actually can't
Friday.
wait for you to see the. Wait, have they probably already shown it, but they shown Emperor and Rat. Rat King, sorry.
Arknight's Emperor?
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen Emperor, actually.
Or Rat
And
King?
Rat King?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I just also realized this isn't Thursday since I have nothing that airs on Thursday. This is Friday. And
I think you already said that, though.
Yeah, sorry. I actually, Chewy, can we go back to Wednesday? I kind of forgot about Move Love.
Oh. Backtracking.
Yeah, Move Love is bad. I can't stress enough that this show is a fucking just, oh my god.
Yeah.
Essentially, as the person who does the questions about it points out, this episode skipped a lot of the training and exposition. And it just kind of, the anime is just, it's one of those cases where you can't really cover everything.
Yeah.
And yeah. At this point, Move Love is just a guilty pleasure because I want to see the beta fights, and the beta fights have really fucking happened.
Alamayo.
Alright, well, the only thing we can't talk about this week really is Sunday, since it was just To Your Eternity, and I refuse to talk about that show. Let's talk about Saturday.
I don't remember if I watched Spy X Family.
Well, we got 2 weeks of Saturday for me, since I was able to watch all the Saturday shows.
Oh. Maybe just talk about the 1 week because
No, I will talk about this week too.
You're a bastard.
Well, what I will say is that Blue Lock continues to annoy me. I did like they essentially.
I think okay. Look,
what?
I think you should. I've seen some sort of comparisons so far, and I think honestly, Marcel, take it as a death game that where the winners continue to just harvest their ego and become monsters in the end, and the losers get their dreams crushed.
Okay, but again, the show tries to play it straight. Again, they try to play it like this is an actual thing they need to do to produce the best striker, and I'm laughing at all the idiocy in it.
Well, then just don't take it like that. Then at the point.
But Chewy, you know how much I preach. A show needs to have a suspension of disbelief, right? I can't really suspend that here. And I'm willing to say this is probably just a me thing. I mean, I didn't like Carol and Tuesday, and I willingly accept that show's probably pretty good. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
There was another show that aired earlier that was similar to Carol and Tuesday, but I forget. Also, there was like this comedy show that has like an 8.8 on Mal, and yet when I watched it, I'm like, this is the most painful fucking thing I've ever watched in my life. But like, no, I look at Blue Lock, and I look at my main issue is they try to play it seriously, like this is the thing we have to do, and then they talk about like you need to stop learning about tactics and whatnot, and tactics is what they are using the entire fucking series. Like, I generally did like the current game, so episode 6 and 7's game. I thought it was rather well done. I liked the betrayal. I liked the way it ended. I liked the story about the player coming back and being able to win the game by finally breaking through his mental scarring about his injury. But, like, the main reason Blue Lock is even a thing is one of the stupidest fucking things I've ever read. Like, straight up, I think it is one of the stupidest things ever created. I think in any real world, it would be shut down within half a second. The people would be arrested or either thrown into a psych ward.
We're all gonna go in psych ward.
Like, I would here's the thing. I would have much rather the show literally just kidnap them.
Yeah, because it seemed like more of a death game. It would actually make more.
Like, it would actually be playing to its purpose, right? As a quotation mark death game. But of course, that would never work in society because people wonder, hey, where did these like 200 teenagers go?
Where are these 200 teenagers going? They all played soccer.
Yeah. But like, seriously,
I wonder what this is about.
I think Blue Lock would have been so much better if they didn't try and play it off as like, this is literally Japan's soccer's last chance and we are doing it and telling everyone about it. Like, I remember when they did the scene with the reporters and the reporters are just calling them a fucking idiot. I'm like, yeah, they are.
Life's all about them idiots. Let's go.
But like, animation wise and like game itself, Blue Lock is incredible. There's also Yowamushi Pedal, which exists. I'm gonna be totally real with you. I am not attached to this season in the slightest.
I've yet to find myself.
Like, I'm not going to deny that I think if you're asking me if it's the same quality as previous, yes, it is. I think it is. But it's so hard for me to stay attached to the series. One, because I think it never should have had a second part. I think the series should have just ended with the original cast after they won.
Okay.
But two, the time frame between these seasons is just, it's a bit much.
Yeah, I can see that too.
So like, this is what, season 5? So Yowamushi Pedal.
Season 5, season.
Let's see. So there's season 1. There's season 2. That's a movie. Nobody gives a shit. Season 3. Yeah, it's season 5. Right. And like, it's almost been 4 years. And like, it's good. It's just as good. But the weight and my disinterest towards the fact that we are continuing it when I think ending it after season 2 would have been perfect. is just, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to get fully attached like I was in season 2 with them. Like, the senpais were such good characters.
Yeah. Sorry.
Like, seriously, Jin, Shingo, and Yusuke, they were great.
Yeah.
And just the others aren't really like.
Didn't really build them.
And we got a couple Kohai. We have this random junta who is the cat. Like, I don't know. I generally believe if this show ended after, like, season 2 ended and, like, there was nothing more, we got probably one of the best shonen sports anime out there. But because it's continued, it's hard for me to stay interested because it's been going on for so long. And it makes me wonder if I'd actually survive fucking Naruto.
Doesn't sound like it.
I don't know, maybe because it's not a short in sports. Bocchi the Rock continues to be great. It's essentially Existential Crisis, the anime.
Existential Crisis, the anime.
And watching Bocchi. Oh. Wait. Oh my god, I didn't watch last week's Bocchi.
Well.
And the episode I watched today, I thought it was this week's, but it wasn't.
Okay, well, guys, looks like this is the end for that one.
No. Essentially, Bocchi the Rock, it does a really good job at attacking social anxiety.
Alright, guys, we'll bet it everything.
And seeing Bocchi push through is quite inspiring. Then of course I have Uzaki-chan, which is literally the father freaking out that his lovable baby girl now has a crush, and I'm loving every single second of it since Uzaki's family is now playing a more larger part.
Role.
Yeah, I'm loving every single fucking second of it, man. And then we got, outside of that, of course, I mentioned Aruma-kun. Episode 7 is apparently delayed. Episode 6, it was okay. It was nothing special. Enjoyed it. Clara kidnapping him at the end was fucking hilarious. Clara is literally one of the most rambunctious and entertaining characters out there.
Oh.
But of course, the two mega hits of this season in Saturday, of course, are Spy X Family and My Hero.
I don't remember if I watched Spy X Family last week.
Well, what I will say is that both continue to be just fucking great. I think My Hero's war arc is really well done. I love the despair aspect and how it showcases that, hey, lots of people are going to fucking die.
They already revealed the first one?
Somewhat.
Yeah. No. A lot of people can die. The type of arc.
And I love essentially this episode ends with Aizawa getting shot by the cork destroying bullet.
Oh.
And I'm just gonna tell you, the way he's not gonna lose his quirk. It's fucking obvious. Because if he loses his quirk, Shigaraki wins automatically.
It's an automatic win.
So the way he stops it is pure Aizawa, and I fucking love it.
Okay.
And then there's Spy X Family.
And I don't remember if I watched it.
Well, last week's episode was, I believe it was the test episode. No, it was just after the test. And it was...
Oh, yeah, okay.
It was the kid who thought Desmond's family was destroying him, but in the end it wasn't.
Oh.
And then you're being legit the best thing ever.
I remember.
And then, of course, this week's episode was mostly revolved around Anya visiting Lloyd's hospital work. And I just love these little family aspects of Spy X Family. Like, when we get to them, it's always just really sweet, really well done. And yeah, no, I generally enjoy it. If you asked me, actually, before we end,
Yeah,
right? Since this probably ends, since I refuse to talk about 2 Year Eternity.
I was wrong.
And what other things do you got?
That was pretty much it.
Okay, so before we end, we're about halfway through the fall season. Right? There's only the winter season begins in the middle of January. So we're just about halfway through, right? We're seeing a lot of episode 8s, episode 9s. Give me your top 3 thus far.
Anime so far?
Yeah, give me your top 3.
Out of the year or out of the season?
Out of the season.
My X Family's demo.
Yeah. We'll do it like this. We'll give you a top 3, the quality, and top 3 hype. So hype is, yeah, the shows you were most excited week for week. They can be the same too, by the way.
Okay. So hype wise, let's see. Hype wise, I'd say Eminence of Shadow. Spy X Family. What else was I? One more. I'm pretty sure. I'd say Mobile Suits.
Which of the Mercury?
Yeah. So hype wise, I'd say Shadow first. Well, Suit Gundam. X Family.
Okay. For me, hype wise, I have Chainsaw Man, obviously. I just, every week when that show's coming up, I'm so hyped. Spy X Family for me, I generally think that is one of the shows that I get hyped for the most. Arc Knights. I'm loving I'm serious, Chewy. If when we do the end of the year stuff, I don't think there's the surprise of the year. It's Arc Knights. Now, for quality, it's Chainsaw Man, Spy X Family, My Hero. I think those 3 shows are the best. I think shows like Mob Psycho and 2 Year Eternity aren't that far off. And Witch of the Mercury's right there with them as well.
Oh, I forgot to put in.
But like, I don't think there's really genuinely, like, outside of Move Love, okay? I can't forget about that. I don't think there's, like, if I'm looking at, like, the shows, I'm saying 7.5, 8, 10, 8, 10, wait, 9, 2, 8, 8.5, 10, 10, 10, 8, 8, 7, 7.5, 8, 9, 9. For like most of the shows outside of Move Love, I've got above a 7. Like, it's kind of weird. We've had back-to-back seasons. We've had the spring season, which was amazing. And now the fall season where, like, it's hard to say that there's been genuinely bad shows.
Yeah.
And then we look at summer, and summer's just fucking, yeah. Like, there was good, there was surprising, and there was, But anyway, that's the latest episode of the ARPG podcast. We will be back next week for the typical nonsense. Hopefully with some more happier stuff at the start. And then I'm going to wake up to hear, oh, look, High Dive exists.
Gonna wake up to one high dive employee watched our
But
watched our podcast and is crying right now.
But we will catch you all next time. We got a Smite game to play with a friend.
I was gonna go get food. Okay, well, bye. Don't worry about the background. It's nothing's going on. Bye.